Hello and welcome. My name is Abby. I'm so glad you could join me today. This is Craft Studio, formerly known as Cookies and Crochet. I had to change the name. Well, I didn't have to. I chose to. I kept getting emails. People kept requesting cookies. I don't have any cookies for you. No, I'm just teasing. Let's get started. Okay, so today I have a little bit of different view because, well, I'm in my craft studio. It's just a yarn room, but I thought craft studio sounded very fancy. So anyway, I decided to change the name to that. So anyway, wanted to do this different view behind me because I wanted to show you this. This is new. Ah! This is actually, it's sitting on top of another shelf, another bookshelf that I would put my camera on to film. But now that this is here, I can't do that. So I was trying to figure out where am I going to film. So the tripod is actually sitting on my chair. So we'll see how this works out. Maybe I'll change the view in a minute. But anyway, a friend of mine actually gave this to me, this shelf. She didn't need it or want it and asked if I did, and I said yes. Wow. So I brought it home. So I've got some magazines on there, some books at the bottom. I've got pattern notebooks, 3-ring binders that I put, you know, like patterns that I print off and then put them in these plastic, what are they called? Plastic sheets, plastic, I don't know. Anyway, they're in there. They're all in there. And I've got some jars. Well, I'll just pull them out. I've got some jars here with some thread. I've got some buttons. These are my sewing and quilting books and magazines. Up here is crochet magazines. These are knit magazines, so it's all kind of organized. These are all my pattern books on the bottom shelf. And I'm going to add to this. This is just what it is right now. But, oh, I've got my needle sets up here. My knitting needle sets up there. So that is good. But yes, I'm very excited about this because I didn't really have a place to put all my books to keep them all together. So now I do. So this is really exciting. However, as you can see, the background is like the particle board or the cardboard or whatever. And it's just like this plain brown. So I thought it would be pretty if I put like some contact paper or, you know, some fabric or something back there just to have a little design, or just paint it. So I thought and I was trying to figure out what can I do? What do I want to do? What would look best? So anyway, I actually ran to my local Dollar Tree and found some contact paper. I think that's what it's called. Adhesive covering, I guess. But anyway, so it's white with some black flowers, and so anyway, I'm going to take all this stuff off of there, take the shelves out, and put this on the back, and then just put everything back. So I think that will look really nice. I'm hoping it does. I've never tried that before, so hopefully it turns out good. I got 2 of them just in case. So that is exciting. Woohoo! We'll see how that goes. All right. I think I'm going to switch to a different angle in the room, so bear with me just a moment, okay? All right, I'll be right. I think we're good now. So I have some finished objects to share with you today. I took a week off. If you saw my last video for spring break, my family, my husband was on vacation. The kids were, of course, out of school. So I just took the whole week off because we had some projects we wanted to do around the house. So we were able to do that. And then, of course, you know, just relax and just enjoy everyone being off and everyone being home. So we did get our projects done, 3 major projects and 2 little projects, so that was nice. But we also had some rest time. We watched some movies. We had like a pizza movie night. We did some shopping. I did have a custom order that I completed for my shop. Oh, I almost forgot. So in order to match my shop with the podcast or my channel or whatever, I'm not fancy. I don't like calling it a podcast, but I don't know what else to call it, so I just say podcast. But anyway, in order for it to all to match, now that this is Craft Studio, I changed the name on my shop to Craft Studio Bags. So it matches, everyone can find it, it's not confusing, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's what that is about. So it's still the same thing, but I just thought it was appropriate because when I first started this channel, I will be honest, it was just crochet. That's all I knew how to do was crochet. So, and I love to bake. So I thought, well, cookies and crochet works well. Well, now that I am knitting and sewing, and of course, I'm sure that there will be other things that I will try. I would like to try some spinning in the future. So in order to incorporate all of that, I just thought, well, why not just call it a craft type thing? So anyway, that's why I chose that name. We are not fancy here, okay? I am not in a big fancy studio. I just call it that. But anyway, okay, so I have some finished objects to share with you today. I have, let's see, 2 in sewing, and then I have, let's see, 2 in crochet and 1 in knitting. So we can go ahead and get started with that. But as you can see, I have a little friend behind me. Who's that? Well, it's a bunny. That's right. I finished my bunny. If you watched in my previous video, I had talked about it's Ginger Cake Sews. And her channel is called Virginia Lindsay, that's her name. But anyway, she had put out a pattern a few weeks ago for this. This is called the Modern Folksy Bunny. And it is a sewing pattern and tutorial. She has a tutorial on YouTube. And the pattern she actually has on sale right now until Easter, and it's only $5. But it not only includes a bunny, but it includes the folksy cat, which is really, really adorable. My daughter, actually, my middle daughter loves cats and she wants me to make her a cat, so I'm going to do that. But anyway, I think the original pattern, or the original cost of the pattern is like $8.50, so it's marked down to $5 until Easter. So if you want to go grab it, go grab it. I highly recommend it. So anyway, I finished this, I think it was yesterday, brand spanking new. Now, I've never made anything like this before. I've never done a stuffed animal before. Her pattern was well written, very detailed. I did have some trouble, but it was not due to her pattern or anything. It's just because I have never done anything like this before. But I love the ears. Aren't the ears adorable? And I love the fabric was actually, this blue was donated to my shop, and it was a pretty big piece, so I decided to go ahead and use it for this bunny. And then this was actually scrap fabric I had left over from a different project. But anyway, I had a little trouble making this tail because I am horrible at making pom-poms. In fact, that's why I was buying the faux fur pom-poms, because I don't know why, but I just stink at it. I cannot make good pom-poms. But anyway, thankfully it's a bunny tail. It does not have to look pretty, but it does kind of look cute. I did have a little trouble sewing on the button eyes. I had never done that before. I had to look up on how to do that. But it turned out okay. Praise the Lord. And the bow. I have never made a bow like this before. and I did have to fiddle with it a little bit to get it just right, but all in all, it turned out very well. So those were the hardest parts of the actual pattern, the actual project, I believe, in my opinion, was the tail, the bow, and the eyes, because they're the more detailed, kind of specific type things, and I'm really picky. So the rest of the bunny was really, really straightforward. It wasn't simple, but it's very straightforward. So just cutting and measuring, and making sure you've got your seams the way you need them, and there is some fusible fleece in here which helps the ears to stand up straight. But anyway, I don't know, I think I kind of I'm gonna make 2 more for my daughters for Easter, but I was kind of thinking, I think it would be cute to have a lop-eared bunny, the kind that hang down, but these won't because they have. But I was just thinking maybe the next bunny I'll make one with no fusible fleece in it, so they'll hang down the flop-eared. But I think that would be cute. I don't know. I'm strange. But anyway, so that's one finished object. But I think she looks so cute. Oh, and I named her Bluebell. Bluebell I thought was appropriate. So this is Bluebell Bunny. Okay, so that's one finished object in sewing. I also finished the reading pillow. I've actually made a couple reading pillows, but this is the one that I made for myself, and this was one of the practice runs when I was still trying to get the kinks worked out. But this is the pocket right here. See if I have a magazine or a book I can stick in there so you can see. Gauge the size of it. So it's a pretty big pillow. This is an 18 by 18 inch square pillow. So it can hold quite a few books or magazines or whatever you want to fit in there. It's a nice deep pocket. I added the handle, and then this is the back, and it's just a folded over back, so you can easily take the pillow form out and wash the cover if it gets anything on it. So yeah, that's mine. I just kept this one. I made one for my daughter, and I did have a custom order for 2. One I already made, and then the other one I'm going to make next week. But so they are really cute. They're really handy. I really like them. So I am actually offering these in my shop right now. So these are the reading pillow covers. And I am offering them for $25. So if you would like one for you or someone you know, you can choose the fabric and yeah, place your custom order. $25. I think they're really, I like them. I really do. Okay, so that was in sewing. I will go ahead and share my knit finished object with you, and then we can move on to the crochet. So I finished another pair of knit socks. Now these knit socks I actually these knit socks I actually finished, or not finished, started them on Christmas Day. Yeah, so it's taken me a while. What day is today? April 1st? Yeah. So anyway, it took me a while, but that's okay. The point is they're done, right? That's the point. They're done. So I am not completely happy with them, but I'm trying to be. But anyway, here they are. There's my knit socks. Now this is a DK weight yarn. This is not fingering. This is DK weight. So if that's why it looks bigger, it's because it is. The problem I have is they're a little loose on my feet. And I figured out the problem because the pattern was meant for fingering weight, and I made it with DK weight. That was the problem. So that was my fault. What are you going to do? But I love the yarn. The yarn I used, this really pretty striped, let's see, there's red and blue and gray and all beautiful colors, is Malaburgo in the colorway Marta. So that's really beautiful. It's very soft. And then the contrast color I used for the cuff, heel, and toe is from Lay Family Yarn, and it is called Tiger's Eye. And I love that color. It is beautiful. It is so beautiful, and it is so soft. Other than it being loose on my feet, the other thing I really did not care for is I would like a longer leg. So I think my next pair, definitely going to make longer legs. I already washed them and let them dry, and I did wear them around the house. And so, yeah, there you go. Oh, and the pattern I used was out of this book, Super Socks by Christine Perry. She is Winnick Mum on YouTube, and she has a blog, and she's on Instagram. And I used her basic sock pattern with the 9-inch circular needle. So that's out of here. Okay, so I still have, I don't know if you remember or not, this sock that has been done for a while. And I was really, I have not even started the mate for this sock. But I was really perturbed when I got finished with this sock, because around my toe area, it was real baggy, and I couldn't understand, because the rest of the sock fit my foot fine. But and I'll show you, maybe you can even see, look how wide that is. I mean, I wear a size 8, okay? That just, and even when I was making the sock, I was like, well, that seems really, really big. But, and I counted my stitches after I finished the decreases on the gusset, and I indeed had 64 stitches, what I needed, you know. But so anyway, I think it was my tension. But I was not going to make the mate to this sock. I was just going to forget it. But I think I've decided I'm going to go ahead and I am going to go ahead and make the mate to this sock. Maybe when I wash them, maybe they'll shrink up just a little bit. But I am going to go ahead and do it. The colorways, I used the Patton's Croy sock yarn for this, and this is the colorway Flax, and the stripes are Sidewalk Chalk stripes. So I'm going to probably cast on the mate to this sock, maybe, hopefully, if I can this weekend. I would really like to get on the go with that. Maybe I can have another pair of socks done soon. Okay, so the other thing, let's see, the other crochet, okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's move on to crochet. Okay, finished objects. So I have, let's see, I decided to, okay, well, let's go back to the beginning, shall we? So I get this magazine, Simply Crochet, and it comes from the UK. And because they had some kind of something, I'm not sure what all happened, but their postal or flying or whatever from the UK to the States, here in the United States, was stopped for a while. So I did not get their magazine for, I don't even know how long. But anyway, all of a sudden one day, I got like 3 of their magazines because either they had them in quarantine or I don't know what happened. I had gotten an email from them saying that all of their flying mail was stopped or something. It was only priority. I don't know. I don't know all the details, but I love this magazine. They have lots of beautiful patterns. The only thing was I was a little intimidated because the UK crochet terms are different than ours, and I was just like, that's a lot to, you know, try to sit down and do a pattern, but then try to remember, okay, the terms are different. You know, I was afraid I would mess up, you know. So anyway, but I had seen these slippers, and I just thought they were adorable. And they looked pretty simple. They don't look, you know, real, you know, difficult. So I was like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it and just see. Because really, the main stitches that you use a lot are single crochet and double crochet. In most projects, those are the most commonly used stitches. So if you keep in mind, okay, a single crochet in the UK is a double crochet, and a double crochet in the UK is, or in the UK is like a treble, and that's a double crochet here. So I was like, okay, I can remember those too. So that's what I did. So I tried it, okay? And this used the Karen cake. Karen cake, the one that has the, like it's, I think it's 85% acrylic and 20% wool or something like that. But anyway, so I chose one that I had in my stash. It was berries and cream. So I finished my slippers. And yes, you may laugh. These are huge. These are too big for my feet. And I used the right hook size. I used the exact yarn they told me to. They fit okay if I have socks on, but they tend to fall off. But I really like the fringe at the top. I think the fringe is really, really cute. That's actually made using a loop stitch, and I had never tried the loop stitch before. So that I learned something new. And the whole thing you make holding two strands of yarn together at the same time. So they are extremely thick. It's when I was walking around my house wearing them, it was like I was walking on pillows. And I did wash and dry them, or let them dry. So anyway, but it was so funny because I was gonna try to put them on a sock blocker to show you guys, and they fell off the sock blocker. That's how big they are. So I don't know. I looked at the size in the book. Maybe the UK size for women's feet are different. I don't know. But anyway, they're fine. They're not, you know, they're not so big that I can't wear them. I can wear them, but they just look they look funny. But that's okay. It's my first pair of crochet slippers, so I'm not going to be too picky about it. And I really like the fringe at the top. I think it's cute. Or whatever it's called. The frills. Okay, so that's that. So that was really exciting that I actually completed a pattern out of this magazine, and I didn't mess up on it, and it was really easy to follow along. I was so excited because all this time I've been getting this magazine for a year now, and I just love their patterns. But I never had the courage to actually try it to see if I could do it. So now that I did, I'm like, woo! So I got a little bit of my confidence. And I was flipping through another magazine, and I found another project I wanted to try. They had this contest of who they gave two ladies same yarn and asked them to design an Easter basket, okay? And these are the two compilations that the ladies came up with. Now I thought this one, the bunny face, was just stinking adorable. And I was like, do I have all the yarn I would need for that? So I looked in my stash, and sure enough I did. So that's what I did. And it turned out really cute. Really, really cute. The ears don't stay up very well. But isn't that adorable? It's got the little handle. It's got your little eyes and nose. I love this basket, and I'm going to make, I already finished this one. I have the other one I'm just about done with. These are for my girls for Easter. I'm going to fill it with, you know, the little grass and some eggs and candy and treats for my girls. But I've never made anything like this before either. This is almost like amigurumi, almost. Here's the back of it. But see, it's kind of floppy. I thought about putting some stuff in it so it would hold its shape, but I wanted to show you the inside, so I just left it alone. But anyway, I had never done anything like this before, and I loved it. I thought it turned out so cute. And this is actually a surprise. I did not tell my girls I was doing this. It's a surprise, so they do not know about it. So the yarn I used for this was the Lion brand Woolies Thick and Quick. And this is just white, I think. Just white. Is there a name on here? So it's called Starlight, probably because it has the little golden sparkles in there, which I thought was just perfect. So yeah, this is my second basket, and I've got one ear finished. I've got to make the other one, but the main body of the basket is done, but I haven't weaved in my ends yet. And then for the ears, for the inside of the ears, I just used this Yarn and Colors. This is cotton, mercerized cotton, and I just had this in my stash. I don't even know where I got it, but this is called Cotton Candy. So I use that for the ears, and then for the eyes, oh, and I used it for the nose too. For the eyes, I actually had yarn left over from my slippers. I had all this left over from one cake, and I made 2 slippers, okay? And this blue was just perfect for the eyes, so that's what I ended up using. So I didn't have to, you know, open another thing of yarn just for, you know, doing 4 little bunny eyes. So that was cool. I had a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. It was almost like, well, it is a toy. It's a toy, kind of. It's something that my daughters will be able to use and play with even after Easter. I just wish the ears would stand up. If you have any ideas for me of how I can get the ears to stand up, I would really appreciate it. Would you, if you make amigurumi on a regular basis and you know some tips and tricks for me, would you please let me know how I can get the ears to stand up, because they want to flop over. And then you can't see the pink, which I think is cute. So anyway, if you will, leave them down in the comments, would you? I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. I think that's all I have to share with you today. I think it is. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. This is Easter weekend we have coming up. Praise the Lord. I hope you're able to spend time praising the Lord, maybe going to a service or at least watching online, and just rejoicing in the resurrection of our Savior. And spending time with family, and we have had some beautiful weather, and hopefully we can go outside and enjoy that. So anyway, I just thank you so much for watching. God bless. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.